Swayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanora Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Ashtavakra Gita, and we just completed the chapter 5, and we will be starting today the chapter 6. And in the chapter 5, Ashtavakra is telling us that you have to dissolve everything, dissolution, that is laya, and evameva layam braja. You have to dissolve everything as though just as you do that when you go to deep sleep state. So what happens in the deep sleep state? I am there in the deep sleep state, but nothing else is there. And all I know is I do not know. I do not know what? I do not know the subject-object duality. That because the mind itself is folded, so there cannot be any knowledge of anything, because you need the mind to gain any knowledge. So even Atmajnanam also you need a mind. So one cannot get Atmajnanam in a deep sleep state. One has to be awake, even though it's close to the Atmajnanam state, because there is no world, there is no time other than you, there is nothing other than you. But at the same time, to know the truth, mind has to be there. So, because knowledge can only take place with the mind. And in the deep sleep state, which is called layam, everything is dissolved. Dissolved in the sense is sublimated. So there is no world, there is no knower, known and knowing triads, all are gone. What is there is only I am. And I am is continuously there. At the same time, I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know anything. Therefore, it is an ignorance of everything, and it's called Akhanda Akara Ajnana Vritti, a mind as though modified in terms of not knowing anything. So not knowing is also a kind of vritti, a modification of the mind. So if I ask you, do you know Gaga Boo? I will say, I don't know. So I don't know is a knowledge of the absence of what the knowledge of Gaga Boo. Same way, in the deep sleep state, it's not the object, knowledge of the object per se, both knowledge of the object as well as the subject. So whether there is an object or not cannot be guaranteed. It may be there, it may not be there. But from the point of the deep sleeper, there is no perception of anything. Therefore, from his point, the world or all the objects, including his own body, mind, intellect, are all as though not present. What is present is, I am only there. Because I say, I slept very well. Not in the deep sleep state. When I am awakened, I slept, I slept very well. So that was, I was there to sleep very well. And a lot of people try a lot of efforts to go to sleep, because that is a place where I have no duality whatsoever. That means there is nothing other than me. Therefore, everyone is happy, whether it's a nidra of an emperor or a laborer on the street. Both of them, once they go to deep sleep state, there is no differentiation of any kind, and that's what in the Acharya Kirtan it says, Nidra Okkate. That means the sleep is only same irrespective of who it is. So it doesn't depend upon the who is sleeping, but the nature of the sleep is absence of duality. Not only that, it's the absence of time and space also. And in the last chapter, 5th chapter, Ashtavakra says, you can reach the same state by negating everything and recognizing that which pervades everything, and that you are. So, evam eva layam braja, that is indeed a dissolution of the universe, not necessarily through any process of going to sleep, but here cognitively, while living in the world, one can transcend that state by understanding that I am is beyond any of these three states, because I am a changeless entity and everything else is changing. A changeless entity is beyond time and the space also, and that's what I am. So by negating neti means not this, you reject everything else and establish yourself in that state of understanding. So that's the sadhana that was prescribed for a sadhak by Ashtavakra Ji. And in this chapter, the Janaka Maharaj glorifies the self, which is supreme and which has nothing to do with the laya, because now from the point of self, it is there is no dissolution. Everything is me only. Where can you dissolve? I can dissolve something if there is something other than me. So this is a different approach. In the previous one, we said there is nothing belongs to me because all other things are superficial, and I can reject everything because I am free from. Because the ownership itself is a false ownership, so I can easily reject everything else. Just like my thinking that I am a President of the United States, therefore I want to renounce that. So what is there to renounce? Because I am never a President of the United States. That's why I am renouncing. So renunciation is only applicable if I am having that, but here Ashtavakra says you are beyond any of thing, you don't have anything even to reject it, and just recognize that you are free from everything else, and that was what is called layam. And now in this, Janaka Maharaj glorifies the self. He says what dissolution is needed, because I am everything else. I cannot dissolve anything else, or because they are in me only. So dissolution is only a superficial names and forms, assuming that the reality for them. So superficial names and forms can be there, but what I am removing is only what is dissolution is only rejection of the reality to the polarity that I have assigned myself in my transactions. That's what I am rejecting. So what is the laya? Is the superficial superimposed reality to the plurality. Plurality may be there because they are in me, and I don't have to reject them. I can enjoy them. At the same time, I can, with recognition that they are not really real. So here we go directly to the Janaka's statements. Janaka uvacha akashavadanam toham ghatavat prakrutam ghatavat prakrutam jagat iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraho layah. Together, akashavadanam toyam ghatavat prakrutam jagat iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraho layah. First we will see the meaning of the sloka, and in the second line, iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraho layah. Because in the previous chapter, Ashtavakra was talking about this evam eva layam braja. You have to dissolve that, as that is the dissolution process. Here, no layahan, there is no dissolution at all even now. From the point of absolute truth, this is Akashavatu. Akashavatu, Akashavadanam Toyam. So Akashavatu, Anantaha, Aham. So I am here is talking about the existent consciousness that I am is Akashavatu, is like a space. So Anantaha is infinite. So Akasha also in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, in one chapter, it says, I am Akashaha. There Akasha is not used in the sense of space, because space is inert, but Akasha is Prakashaha. That means I am the shining one. And the shining is that which is the pure consciousness. So in that sense, Akasha word is used. Here Akasha is space. So Akasavat Anantam Aham. Anantoham. So I am infinite like a space. So space is infinite. There is no, there cannot have a boundary. If there is a boundary, then what is there on the other side? So if that other side is, so it exists, and how does it exist? So there is a space has to be there. So space is infinite, but I am like infinite space, and everything else can be indivisible. This is what in the Atma Bodha says. Shankaracharya uses this analogy of Akasha. Akasha is that which provides avakasha for everything. That's the definition of Akasha. That which provides avakasha. Avakasha means accommodation for everything, because everything has to be in space only. So it's accommodating without itself getting disturbed. So I don't have to move the space in order to put something. I can put directly in the space itself. So Akashavat Anantam Aham Ghatavat Prakrutam Jagat. And Jagat, the world, is Ghatavatu, is a Prakrutam. It is a matter like the pot. So pot is like a Jagat, and Akasha is like I am. This is the analogy, what's it called? The Avatsedavada. So we have three vadas in the Upanishad, in the Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta. One is essentially Abhasavada, then Avatsedavada, and Bimba Pratibimbavada. So this is more or less Avatsedavada, and this means it is like a pot and the space. So the division between the pot space and the total space is not there, other than the walls that separate it. So the pot is like a Akasha, but I am pervading beyond that also. So the whole universe, because the Akasha itself is a space, and the whole universe is pervading by me only. So Ghatavatu Prakrutam Jagatu. So here the pot space and the total space. So here the pot is being used for the Jagat. In the Mandukya, the Gaudapada uses pot as a Jiva and total space as the Atma. So a Jiva is, pot space is a Jiva, where enclosed in the pot, he thinks that I am only this space, I am a limited space, I can only accommodate so much. And there's other guy is a bigger pot, the third fellow is even bigger, like that. The size of the pot determines the size, amount of space inside the pot. And there are smaller pots and all that. In fact, in the Advaita philosophy, each jiva is pot-like only. So some people are small, some people are big pots, and some people are small pots. Why there is a distinction? That is the nature of the jiva. Don't ask the question. That's how it is. So a pot, any pot, depending upon its size, it becomes full. So the small pot becomes full with with Ananda, big pot becomes full with the more Ananda, and a bigger pot it becomes more full with the more amount of Ananda. So each pot can only accommodate that much of Ananda as the size permits. That's a Advaita philosophy where you cannot question why you are a big pot, other guy is a small pot, because that is the nature of yourself. So that is a Swarupa Lakshanam of yours. That's what Advaita philosophy. Whereas Advaita philosophy is you think you are a pot space and you are space all right, but looking at the pot, enclosed by the pot, walls of the pot, you think you are only a limited guy. So limited space. So you will cry, the other guy, other fellow is has a bigger space, I am a smaller space, and the other fellow is even smaller than me. So this hierarchical distinction becomes depending on the size of the pot. But the teaching is, so what happens if the pot breaks? Pot breaks, what happens to the pot space? Pot space merges with the total space. So I don't have to break the pot in order to recognize that the pot space is same as the total space. Cognitively, logically, which the Ashtavakra emphasizes in the next chapter, where logic is required in the Vedanta. So logically, while being in the pot and while being a pot space, I can recognize I am not really only pot space, I am the total space that pervades the all pots and beyond the pots, including the pot walls. So I am indivisible and undifferentiated, homogeneous space, and I am eternally, immaculately pure, even when things are there, or even when these dirty smellings are there in the space. Space is not affected by anything at all that it accommodates, because it is untouched by any of that. So here the analogy is the pot is the Jagat, where the total space is Aham. So Aham Akashavatu. So Anantam Gatavad Prakrutam Jagatu. Iti Jnanam Tataidasya. So iti Jnanam, then, if this is the knowledge, Tata, then Etasya, if that is understood of this, na tyagaha, na grahaha, na layaha. So now Tyage naike amritatva manasu, you have to renounce everything and get rid of it in order to reach the totality. Here it says, what Tyaga? I am total. How can I give up anything? Like asking space, you please give up all the pots out. So where can I give up? They are in me, but I am in them. At the same time, I pervade them also. I am beyond. Antar bahischa tat sarvam vyapya akashaha. I am outside the pot. So where can I go? You may call it a division. So when I construct a house and say this is my house and different from other house, I have so much space and I am dividing by walls. This is a bedroom space, this is a kitchen space, and that's a bathroom space. What I do in the bathroom is different from what I do in the kitchen and what I do in the bedroom. So the space is conditioned as though by the walls, just as the pot space is conditioned by the pot walls. But the conditioning is only superficial, because even the pot walls is pervaded by this space. They are within the space only. So in principle, I am pure consciousness, even though appears to be conditioned in the body. I am all pervading consciousness, and even the Akasha is in me. The Akasha itself is infinite, Anantameva. So, but I am holding even Akasha also. Even Akasha also is not seen when I am go to deep sleep state. There is no space, there is no time, all are not there. All I am there is only Aham. There is no creation, there is no world, and therefore no Ishvara also. And that is the state of the deep sleep state. And once I understood that I am beyond all this, iti jnanam tataitasya etasya na tyagaha, what can I give up? Everything, I am being infinite, I cannot give up anything. Give up from me something different, make it something different from me. But there is nothing other than me, being infinite. So I cannot have tyagam. So nagraha, I cannot grasp anything. So nor layaha, a dissolution of anything. So previous slokas only appears dissolution is required to recognize this stage. Once you recognize, you understand that there is no dissolution even. So this is an analogy of a story that Swami Paramarthanandaji often quotes. So there is I think we mentioned that one fellow, his wife suddenly gave him a small necklace as a birthday gift. And he was so happy seeing the necklace, and he walked all the way to show it off, because if you have something, you want to show it off, otherwise what's the point? So he walked all the way 4 miles to his friend's room, and to show that, hey, see, my wife, out of love, she gave me this golden necklace. So friend looked at it, observed it, hey, this is very good design, beautiful, congratulations. And after that, they talked a lot more, because they are close friends, for another half an hour or so, and then he returned home, walking back. And once he reached home, then he realized that he doesn't have the chain anymore, because he looked around the neck, he couldn't find it, and thinking that he might have left it at friend's place, because friend was observing it. So he ran 4 miles, and when his friend saw him, hey, what's the problem? Well, you seem to be coming running. He says, yes, my wife gave, remember, the necklace, and I must have forgotten here. And I was showing it to you, I must have forgotten here. He says, no, you didn't say, I don't say anything else. Let me check. So they checked again in his neck. The necklace was there with him only, and it got folded within the folds of his collar. It was not able to see, or one cannot see because of the foldings of the collar. So they removed it and put it back, and so that everybody can see. And the friend was happy, and he returned back. Now the question posed is, was that 4 miles of running necessary to discover that the necklace? If you ask, says, there are 2 ways to answer. Yes, it was necessary, because he didn't have knowledge of it, so only he had to run all the way to make sure, so it was necessary. Other fellow says, no, it's not necessary, because he never lost it. It's all the time with him, and he didn't have to go in search of 4 miles of running to discover that he never lost it. So either answer seemed to be not correct. So correct answer is, the 4 miles of running is necessary to discover that 4 miles of running is not necessary. That is, 4 miles of running all the way was necessary to discover that he didn't have to run that 4 miles, because without that he was agitated and he was concerned his wife is going to come back, and she gave out of love and he couldn't find it, and therefore he was in a desperate situation, and now he is happy. So that 4 miles of running was necessary to discover that 4 miles of running was not necessary. In the same way, as we did in the 5th chapter, all the dissolution, sannyasa, are giving up the wrong, all the notions have to be done in order to discover that it need not have to be done. Means I need to prepare the mind by discarding first, and once I discard and look at my own true nature, because I need the mind able to look at the nature, and it's not available when it is running around with the names and forms. So reject the names and forms, shift the attention of the mind to something higher, and when the mind is settled in that and recognize Aham Brahmasmi. I am the pure consciousness that pervades everything and everything is in me and there is nothing beyond me, then there is no question of Tyagam. And these slokas correspond to Janaka's identifying I am the totality where nothing really bothers and I am beyond that. Na Tyago na graho layaha. So iti jnanam tataitasya na Tyago na graho layaha. We'll do the second sloka. Mahodadirivaham saha prapancho vichisannibaha iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraho layaha. The last line is same as before. So we chant again. Mahodadirivaham saha prapancho vichisannibaha iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraho layaha. So Mahodadihi, Maha Udadihi, that means the big ocean, the great ocean. Iva, as though I am Aham Mahodadihi Iva. I am like the big entire ocean. Saha Prapanchaha, this phenomenal universe is Vichisannivihi. It's only like a waves in me. So each wave here is considered as one universe. So there are billions of universes that is floating on me. And I am the ocean that supports this whole waves. So I am beyond the waves and I am in the waves also. Waves become my glory only. So therefore they become my vibhuti. And here it says I am in fact the ocean, and the whole prapancham is only that which raised from me, sustained by me, and they go back into me. And that is the prapancham. Yatho imani bhutani jayante, yena jatani jivanti, yat prem abhishanti. From which the whole universe came, by which it is sustained, into which it goes back. That all the waves rise from the ocean, sustained by the ocean, they go back into the ocean. And that is essentially the whole prapancham. And one doesn't have to, because prapancham is only name and a form of a shape of my own, a perturbation, a superimposed and only a temporary perturbation. Another wave will come, this wave will get dissolved. Another wave will come, so wave after wave will be coming, and there is nothing to worry about it, because this is all my glory only. They are only not really real, because reality is they are me only. So iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraholaya. This therefore, having known this, there is no question of renunciation or grabbing things, nagraho or layaha or dissolution. So I'll do sloka 3. Aham sasukti sankasho rupyavad vishvakalpana iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraho layaha. Iti jnanam tataitasya natyago nagraho layaha. So here aham sasukti. So he is giving another example. I am aham saha sukti sankashaha. So I am like the sukti sankashaha. Sukti sankasha is like a seashell. So an analogy is I am as though like a seashell. Rupyavatu, like the Vishvakalpana Rupyavadu, and the imaginary universe is nothing but silveriness on that shell. So there is a silvery appearance on the shell, and that is the whole universe, and I am the one that supports it, Adhara, and it's in me only, and it's only some external something that is appears to be as though it is a silver. So aham sukti sankasha. So here sukti sankasha, different analogy is being used here. You see, I am like a shell. Shell is small, but here the analogy is only shell as the adhara or a support for this, the silveriness. Silveriness is there whether one recognizes it's not real silver or not. So it's only an attribute to silver, but there is no substantive silver. But what is supported is that the shell supports it, and without the shell there cannot be silver. But it's silver is only appearance only. There is no real silver. There is no reality to the silver. As same way, there is no reality to the world appearance, but it is appearing on a substratum, a support adhara, and that substantive is nothing but I am the sukti, the shell, seashell, and I am like that. That means everything is on top of me as though appearing, and fascinating for people to get deceived that this is real, this is real, this is real, because they are going after the happiness from objects which is not there. Just as someone is going after silver in this shell, even though there is no silveriness. So happiness is associated with the value of the silver in the shell, just as the sense objects as though give us pleasure, and people take it as a happiness, but even though it's a temporarily, and it causes a bondage. So these are the slokas. We'll come back. There's one more sloka that we will do later and continue to the next chapter. And with this we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari